Are you ready to get the Hydrafacial glow? Loved in 87 countries across the world. It's not a facial, it's a Hydrafacial. Now available across the UK. Visit hydrafacial.co.uk to find your nearest location.
Over the last year, it's been awful for those who are living with a brain tumour and their families because of what's been going on with COVID, the pressure on the NHS, and our support line has seen a 50% increase in people calling up. And you can see why.
Lovely to see you back.
You know what? I've got minimal effort on at the moment. I've gone from uber padded bras, I don't know whether you went through this phase, to now barely covering my nipple. That's where I am right now. In life.
That's the best. Yeah.
It is. Do you know what, Samantha? A friend of mine, I said to her the other day, I went into a shop and she said, she said to me, you need to wear a bra. And I'd forgotten to put a bra on because I hate wearing bras. And she said, how can you not wear a bra? Aren't you cold? And I hate them. I hate them.
I never wear them.
Excuse me. The idea of not wearing a bra, I would be on my knees with the G-force. There's no way I could go anywhere without a bra. How can you forget to put on a bra?
I never wear them, Dee, ever.
No, I'm the same, Sherry. Exactly the same. No, the thing is, Samantha, is Harriet's actually live in separate trailers.
Oh.
They have separate agents, Sam. They don't talk to each other. It's a nightmare.
Sam, what's going on with your hair?
My hair. So I hate washing my hair, but my hair needs to be washed every day. But I thought, you know what? I want an extra hour in bed, so I put my hair in braids last night. Think I'm going to be all, mermaid looking, and then this has kind of happened, and I look like that film. What is it with Cameron Diaz? Where it's got some unfortunate male
liquid. Yeah, I know the one.
But I'm just talking about Mary, so I'm just going with it. But I'm not sure what that is. There you go.
Very stiff.
Wasn't that a brilliant film?
The only action I'm getting is from my hairless cat Bruno, who now and again teabags me because he's got his testicles. He sits on my face, and I wake up to that in the morning. But that's about it.
Yeah. Oh no.
Brilliant. How fantastic.
Darling, tell us what's going on with you.
What's new, Sam? Come on.
You're writing something. Is that true?
I've been quite quiet, and the reason for that is I have been writing my first memoir, so I can't wait to come back on in July when it's going to be out, because you know what it's like, everything's embargo. Oh, Samantha, you can't say anything. Embargo.
Yes.
So it's with the lawyer at the moment, so God help the lawyer, put it that way. He's got his work cut out, but that's exciting. It came at the right time. I'm working with Fern Cotton at Happy Place. She's the one that is kind of pushing me to do this book. So it's an imprint from Happy Place. So it's been a ride, and it's been very soul searching, and I've talked a lot about my boobs and as you can imagine, everything that I talk about. So I can't wait for you to all, read it, and obviously I'll sign you a copy. I'm going to be that bougie, darling. I'll give you a signed copy, darling.
Oh, darling.
You just said you're first. Is there another one coming then?
Oh no. Well, no, I just say it's my first. Well, you don't know, I was actually just writing my acknowledgements to send off, and I've acknowledged my cats because they feature quite a lot. And I thought, that would be a really great children's book. Bruno and Lola, Naked Adventures, because they're naked cats. I don't know whether that's a
do it.
Love that.
After dark book, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm not the best speller. I'm not, my mind just doesn't go in sequence. I'm all over the place, as you can imagine. And I just thought, if I can bloody write a book, then anyone can write a book. You need to believe in yourself. Everyone's got a story to tell, and I think that's what's important. And I've written this book because I'm always an overthinker. And I think if I'm thinking about this, if I'm thinking about, my boobs being lopsided or my pubic hair not looking curly enough, then I'm sure other people are. So that was the main reason for writing the book. But yeah, I will. I better shut up now. I will get into trouble. But yeah, I'll promise I'll be back.
I
Thank you,
wrote
Sam.
my
Brilliant.
autobiography, Sam, and I can't do any of that, spell, put paragraphs together, but that's what your editor's for.
Yeah.
The editor takes it away and goes, oh, let's put that right then.
My editor she requested 3 weeks extra, and I was like, oh,
Yes.
okay, I'm not going to take offense. But weirdly, she shaped it. She's a wonderful lady, Lord James, and she shaped it all up. But she's not taking away my voice at all. I was kind of expecting it to come to me and be like, I can't hear myself anymore, or that's not how he did it. And part of me was like, oh, is that all she did? Does she not? I kind of wanted her to zhuzh it up a little bit, but she was very, she kept me in. And anyone who's read it so far, not many people have, they said, oh my God, I can hear you. It's just you.
Yeah.
I can
And
hear
that's the main thing, that they can hear you. I was going to write mine. They gave me a ghostwriter, and it came, and the first paragraph was, when I met my girls, my friends, my girls, I went, my girls? I'm from
You never
Nottingham.
say
I
that.
wouldn't say, my girls. Anyway, so I said, no, I want to be able to hear me. And that's exactly right. You've got to, because otherwise you don't relate to the book.
It happened during a pandemic. So, I grabbed that opportunity. And I was back at home because I had to shield. I went back home to my family home in Lancashire. So I was basically getting fed and watered by my mum. You know what I mean? She was even scooping the cat poo out. I wasn't doing any of that anymore. So I was like, Mother, I'm far too busy. Mother, you deal with the poo. I'm writing a book. Are you proud of your daughter?
You said you've been doing a lot of well-being stuff. You're very aware of that at the moment.
Yes. I think, like everyone, lockdown has reevaluated us, kind of pressed that reset button. And I love being at home with my mum. I love being closer to nature. I love connecting, with old school friends when I was permitted. And I like the fact that, I spent time with my family, and I moved to London 10 years ago. It's just been my 10-year anniversary. And I think the book has made me reflect on what's important. And also, why do I do things in life? And I think, a lot of it is I wanted to prove to others that I could, as a disabled woman, that I could do X, Y, and Z. And that was very much the reason why I pursued a lot of the career paths I have. And now I'm sat here thinking, actually, who am I doing this for, and what brings me joy? What brings me joy is actually pottering around the house, kind of doing my charity work for animals and this, that, and the other. And for me, it's about, how do I get that balance? How am I still, maintaining my career, but also doing things that give me joy? And also, my health has deteriorated. My care. I'm without a carer at the moment. The person's got COVID and all this, I'm really, if I'm honest, I'm struggling at the moment. I actually am. I know I'm all cheerful and jolly, but I'm genuinely really, really struggling. And it's about, well, am I selling my soul for X, Y, and Z? I've got a book coming out. There's some wonderful things happening. And it's all got to be systems go. But equally, I need to start saying yes to the things that really matter in my life. And it's difficult. It's difficult because we've all got to pay bills. We've all got to be seen out, on there. What it's like in the world of celebrity, or whatever you want to call it. You've got to be a yes person. You've got to be yes. But actually, there's a lot of things I don't want to say yes to. So how do I navigate that? And how do I maintain my well-being?
Hearing you say that you're not always okay, and that we put on a front, is so important for all our viewers to hear as well, because we all keep going, and actually
we all put on the front.
Yeah, we all do, and we're not okay some of the time, and it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
But can I just say something to you, Sam? You are a complete and utter inspiration to everybody out there. You have proved that you can do just about anything if you want to. So always remember that. People out there are so in awe of you, because you are such an inspiration. And I often think about you, lots of days I'll think about you and think, just amazing. You are just amazing. Always remember that. Always remember that.
about each and every one of you, you know, like we're all bloody amazing. You know what I mean? We're all bloody amazing and everything. You know,
we try. We
don't do our best, darling. But you are amazing.
So, girls, I've got a wonderful guest coming on next. Her name is Gina Almond, and she's part of the Brain Tumour Charity. It means everything to me because I lost my brother through glioblastoma 2 years ago, and Dee also has a brother with the same problem, don't you, Dee?
Yes, I do, and he's fortunately has outlived his prognosis by 2 years, which is incredible and very rare. But I'm really looking forward to speaking to Gina.
And she's going to tell us exactly what's happening, because this is a special month.
Yes.
March is a special month for the Brain Tumour Charity. Hi, Gina. Welcome to our nest.
Hello.
Hi, Gina.
Hello.
It's lovely to see you again.
And
so
you.
I want to start, Gina, with what is happening, particularly this March, because that's what's important right now, isn't it, to you?
Yes, absolutely. This month is Brain Tumour Awareness Month, which is obviously our month to make the biggest splash that we possibly can to let people know about what's happening in the world of brain tumours and what we're doing. And it's been a year since I last came on your show. I can't believe that. It's gone so quickly. And we've been up to so much since then. And as you know, we're the only charity that has 3 sort of main strands to what we do. One being research, one being support, and the other being campaigning. And, you know, we have put £38 million into research in the last 5 years. It's amazing, but it's not enough.
No, it's not. You're very undersubscribed, aren't you, Gina?
That's right. We are underfunded as a cancer area. And so we want to do that again. In fact, not just do that again over the next 5 years, but do more than that. And one of the areas, we've just launched our research strategy. And one of the things we were doing this year is fundraising for a trial into a cannabis-based drug that, alongside chemotherapy, can potentially extend the life of those with a recurrent glioblastoma. And this is a clinical trial, a second phase clinical trial, which is what our community so desperately needs. And so, you know, we want to keep doing that, keep putting money into those kind of amazing research areas. What's been going on with COVID, the pressure on the NHS, and our support line has seen a 50% increase in people calling up. And you can see why, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being locked away, not having your loved ones around you, not being able to get to the hospital. And, you know, the NHS under a great deal of pressure, obviously. And so diagnosis has kind of slowed down. And, you know, that's really worrying, because we all know how important to have support is during this period of time. And, you know, we have a support line. And if anyone out there is, you know, worried or concerned, please, you know, contact the Brain Tumour Charity support line. We also have Facebook groups where you get peer support from those who are going through something similar. And it's lovely to have that kind of peer support, isn't it? Where, you know, somebody knows what you're going through because they're going through something similar. And one of the other things we're going to launch this year, which we're hoping that you fabulous ladies are going to help us with, it's our early diagnosis campaign. And what we are working on at the moment is trying to get a campaign together that will really help people understand what the signs and symptoms are of a brain tumour, in the hope that we can get them diagnosed earlier. And if you're okay, are you happy for me to talk through some of the signs and symptoms?
Please.
Fabulous. Okay, so there's a bit of a list. There's about 6 or 7 things on the list. And the most important thing to remember is that just because you've got one of these symptoms doesn't mean to say you have a brain tumour. Mm-hmm. It's usually about a combination of these symptoms and persistent symptoms. And what we're suggesting is if you're joining the dots and you see you've got 2 or 3 of these symptoms, go to your GP so that they can rule it out. So things like persistent headaches that are unusual for you, changes in vision, blurred vision or double vision, seizures, nausea or sickness, dizziness, changes in cognition in any way, shape or form, loss of taste or smell, or fatigue. And remember what I said, it's not just about one individual one, it's about a combination of those symptoms. So we're going to make a big drive towards making sure that, everybody is aware of those symptoms and actually join the dots, because one of the things that we've found talking to our community is that they hadn't kind of joined the dots between the different symptoms, and maybe went to their optician and said, my vision is not quite great, but hadn't joined it together with dizziness, sickness and headache. So it's really important to sort of be aware of those elements.
As you know, my brother, who's a doctor, he's a consultant actually in Tasmania. So it's been very difficult for me because I have to speak to him on Zoom. But he was diagnosed 2 years ago with exactly the same brain tumour as Sherry's darling brother. And so Sherry's been fantastically supporting me with him. And he's outlived his prognosis by 2 years and is doing really well. He goes up walking every day, goes out for lunch with his wife. He hasn't been able to work, but he's having a comparatively normal life. And I think what I'd like to say is that everyone's story is different.
Yes. You're just talking about your brother, not able to work, but living a relatively normal life. This is, it is different for everybody. There's a lot of different types of brain tumours.
Yeah.
And I think some people don't sort of recognize that. They think it's, just one type, the prognosis is terrible. And that's not always the case. There are multiple different types. There are people who live with a brain tumor for a very, very long time.
Yes.
And it's one of those things, but it's like a lot of illnesses, isn't it? We have a benefits clinic. So for those who can't work and actually are struggling, what do you do? What can you get support? Is there financial support?
Exactly. And also for his wife is an angel. She's just been so amazing and is with him every step. And I think it must be hard for her sometimes. And I say to her, download, phone me, talk to me, because all the concentration is on my brother. Bless him. And he's fantastic. And when I say he can't work at the moment, but he could because of his job as an anaesthetist, but he could do something else now. He's thinking about doing other things. And I think when he was diagnosed and the surgeon said it's going to be weeks or months, I think that's wrong, because I think to say that to somebody, a lot of people would give up. But he just hasn't got that sort of personality. He just went, no, actually, I'm not going to die. I'm not ready to go yet.
Oh, Dee, you are so right. You are so right. It's about hope, isn't it?
Yeah.
We did a Christmas campaign this year. I don't know if you saw it, a really beautiful animation donated to us by a young man who lost his mother, sadly, to a brain tumour. And it was called The Gift of Time. And I just thought how beautiful it is, because it is a gift. Time. It gives you hope, it gives you belief, and it allows you to focus on what really matters in life, doesn't it?
Dee's brother lost the power of speech. Now my brother didn't, because what I did learn is there's two different sides of the head, and the side my brother was the emotion, paranoia or not, you know what I mean? I still fumble with all of this. Dee's brother had the other side. And I think if there were places, and the Brain Tumour Charity is this place, people, please listen to this. If you need to know any of this, go to them, because they will explain, because you go home and you tear your heart out because you don't know what you're talking about and you don't understand it. The Brain Tumour Charity will help you and will talk to you and say, this is what's happening to your brother or your sister or your mother. It's a very different case. Don't listen to somebody else because they're not your case. And it took me a long time to understand that.
I think what's so moving and amazing is the support that your charity gives everyone. not just the people
Absolutely.
who have the condition, but everyone else surrounding them. And that is so important, because that is the solid ground that people can stand on while everything else seems to be disappearing.
Yeah.
And it's so important and wonderful.
Yeah. And thank you for saying that, because, you know, our team do an amazing job.
I can vouch for that.
Oh, great. And we have volunteers as well who man the lines. We've partnered with Relate, because obviously relationships go through such a tough time during that diagnosis.
Of
and
course.
so, you know, partnering with a Relate allows us to, you know, recognize that there are so many parts of your life that are thrown up in the air during that period of time. And, you know, anyone who's going through this, on our website, there is something called 10 Ways We Can Help. And it literally steps you through everything in a gentle and easy way. So if you're not ready to go and see step 2 or 3 yet, that's fine. Take it easy, take your time, and be supported by us and those around you.
Wow, Gina, that's amazing.
I think support can be really, really challenging as someone who has, you know, lived with a disability, and I have a lot of friends with chronic conditions, and, you know, we all want to maintain that autonomy in our life. We all want to be, I suppose, treated the same. And I've been looking a lot at toxic positivity, you know, non-disabled people or kind of family members who are going on this journey with that individual feel uncomfortable, just don't have the tools, they don't, you know, have the language to be able to communicate. So they use toxic positivity in a well-meaningful way. So they go, oh, you're so brave, or it'll be fine, and you're a trooper, and you know, there's that smile gone. And you know, I know it's well-meaning, but sometimes that can be extremely dismissive. And for me, what I really, really crave, and I know a lot of my peers who have chronic conditions and so forth, we actually want to say, do you know what, I am pissed off. And I am frustrated, and I hate the fact that my body now works differently, and I want to grieve, and I want to have that ability to express that. So I think, you know, it's great charities like yourself have that, you know, a way of being able to say, look, we have help out there for everybody involved, and it needs to be you know, a kind of a group effort. And I think, you know, this month is going to be an amazing month for you all to highlight all the wonderful, you know, tools and resources that you have on hand, because that's something that I often battle as a campaigner, is, you know, where to direct people and to say that, you know, you're not alone, and there are tools out there to facilitate everything. So yeah, I applaud everything. I actually, my ex-boyfriend had a brain tumor, and as a consequence of the operation, he had very, very severe epilepsy. So he had to be on a very strict diet, a keto diet, very limited to what he was allowed to eat. But I just remember he used to carry around hard-boiled eggs with him, because just in case the restaurants couldn't provide what he had. And that was a very weird kind of first date. Ripping out these hard-boiled eggs. I'm like, okay, there we go. That's my humorous little input for today.
Thank you, Sam.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
You know what you said is so true. People need different things. There are some people who just want factual information. They want the clinical factual information. They don't want a hug. They don't want sympathy. They don't want, you know, toxic positivity, as you rightly point. What they want is just the facts. They want to get on with it. There are others who want to talk to people like themselves. They don't want somebody else popping their head on one side and saying, oh, you know, they want to actually talk to someone. They want practical advice from someone who's been through it. And the most important thing is that we look at all of those elements and be able to provide or signpost for all of those people and how they want to deal with it.
You need money. You're underfunded, and you need to raise money. And you know, it's not being mercenary. You know, the point is, without that, you can't exist.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I don't ever feel guilty for asking for money. I feel proud to ask for money, because I am proud of what our community does, what our charity does and what our community does. I think they're absolutely amazing, and I can't think of anyone else that is deserving of that money. Our researchers working so hard to find a cure.
Yes,
absolutely.
Our support team who are working round the clock to give people the advice that they need. And those who are working on campaigning and getting to try and speak to all their MPs to make sure that we're driving the money into, you know, the research where it really matters. So yeah, I'm really proud to stand here in front of you all and just say, yeah, we absolutely
need money. Yeah,
give us your cash.
Give us your cash.
Yep. And we're with
Absolutely.
you all the way, darling. We're with you all the way.
Your info is will be on our page anyway. So everybody, give your cash.
yeah.
Now.
And honestly, because it's Brain Tumour Awareness Month, we have got lots of exciting things going on. We've got a step challenge, so people can do that. They can have some fun with that. We've got templates where you can write to your MPs. You know, we've got loads of exciting things happening, and we want people to share their experiences, talk about it, tell us about it.
Thank you.
I don't know why it's not the first charity people think of. I guess other cancers come first and seem to have always been that way, but I'm not sure why. Do you know why? Do you know why that is?
It's because there are a lot of cancers that impact more people in terms of large numbers. But, you know, brain tumours are obviously extremely devastating. And I know that we spoke last time about the fact that they're the biggest cancer killer in children and adults under the age of 40.
They're not aware of that. They're not aware of how.
Yeah, that's true. Sherry's right. You suddenly hear about loads of people who've got brain tumours where you didn't hear before when you're directly involved.
You know what? It's 33 people a day.
Oh, really?
That's too many, right?
That's too many.
But
and
that's
you've got
why
to get
it's so
help,
wonderful that you are on here now sharing this, because this is getting the word out there. And to hear that fact is extraordinary. So thank you so much.
But also, Gina, one thing I will point out is, so, you know, it's not all doom and gloom. Tumours aren't always cancerous. Tumours, you know, you can come through a tumour, you know, it's not a death thing. It's
not always.
No, there are many different tumours. I know people who have had tumours and survived, and, you know, and have talked about it, like Martin Kemp, you know, and people like that, and have come through, because it's not always the end. You know, there are many different tumours, and as soon as you get in there and, you know, are diagnosed, the quicker, the better.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Can't wait to see you again. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was inspirational and moving, and I mean, absolutely, we're going to get the cash from everyone.
We are. We certainly are. Absolutely.
So important.
It really is, Sherry. It really is.
But all those charities out there are, and, you know, we're living in a very strange world right now. I know that.
We are.
We're all scared and rather worried, but we have to keep looking forward and, you know, and helping as much as we can.
Well, you know, it's like, if we want to do, you know, even a little thing for people of the Ukraine, for instance, a friend of mine's a hairdresser, and he's offering free hairdos to everyone from the Ukraine who wants a free hairdo, and he'll just travel anywhere, all over the country. And I think that's brilliant.
That's fantastic. And people are opening their homes, and it's
absolutely
an extraordinary time.
I also think that we need to, you know, not feel ashamed of, you know, or diminishing what we are going through as individuals. I think in times of, you know, at the moment we kind of go, well, I can't complain about what I want to complain about because of the pandemic, because of Ukraine, because of X, Y, and Z. But I think it's so important that we, you know, we're vulnerable and we seek help, and we recognize that what you're going through is relative and it's important, and don't you know, hide your pain just because you think it's not as important or insignificant in times of kind of real instability in the world, you know.
Absolutely.
You're right, Sam. You have to look after yourself, and then you can help other people.
I'm still sitting on a hot water bottle.
I really didn't need to know that. So I really don't need to know that, Dee. Really, we don't need where she's put her hot water bottle. So I'm going to take that and wait till Friday and hope we can not have that discussion. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.